911.
Yeah, my husband's in our bedroom floor. He's non-responsive, and I need an ambulance early.
Did you find him like that?
Yeah, I work from home, and I went back there to check on him because he's been sick. And then when I went back there, he was just laying on the floor like he was trying to get up and go to the bathroom or something, and he's not breathing.
This is 52-year-old Marcia Allen calling 911 after discovering her 52-year-old husband, Harold, unresponsive on their bedroom floor. She would perform CPR while waiting for paramedics. Harold would be pronounced dead at the scene, but 10 months later, detectives would discover this wasn't a medical emergency, it was homicide.
You know, what we were being told is that you guys murdered him, or you murdered him by poisoning.
No.
But what investigators didn't know was that in the final days before Harold's death, something dangerous had made its way into that house. It wasn't accidental, it didn't belong there, and whatever it was, Marcia had gone out of her way to make sure no trace of it remained. What comes next is one of the most calculated betrayals detectives had ever investigated. A registered nurse who allegedly used her medical knowledge to commit homicide. The question detectives had to answer: was Harold Allen's death a tragic result of his documented heart condition, or had his wife administered a deadly substance on him and then called 911 to cover her tracks? Harold Lewis Allen Jr. was a 52-year-old laborer from Freetown, Indiana. He worked long hours at ASIN USA to support his family. Friends described him as dependable and hardworking. Harold had health issues, diabetes, high blood pressure, known heart blockages, but he managed them. He kept showing up. He talked about retirement just a few years away. He trusted his wife completely. That trust would cost him his life. Marcia and Harold lived together in a single-level home on North State Road 135. On the surface, they appeared to be a typical middle-aged couple. Inside the house, things were different. Marcia's daughter, Ashley, her partner, and 2 young children had moved in. Money was tight. Tensions grew. Arguments became routine about Harold's health, his diet, and suspicions Marcia couldn't let go of. In early December 2022, Harold began feeling unwell. He passed out at work. Doctors found 2 heart blockages and planned to monitor them. Harold remained sick throughout the month. On December 20th, he stayed home. Marcia said she was working remotely. Around mid-afternoon, she claimed she found Harold unresponsive on the bedroom floor. At 2:25 p.m., she called 911. Harold was pronounced dead at 2:45 p.m. The death was ruled natural. Everyone around him believed her story. For nearly 10 months, the case stayed closed. Until a burglary, until a suspect, Stephen White, talked, and until detectives heard an allegation they couldn't ignore.
Hi, Marcia.
How are you? Here, step out here for us real quick. Sure.
How's it going, Marcia? Hi, I'm Lieutenant Nicholson with the Sheriff's Department. We're here today because we got a search warrant for your house, okay, to go through some stuff.
Okay.
And so that's what they're here to do, the detectives, and you can hang out with me and one of the detectives while they do that, maybe I'm sure you got some questions on what's going on, so we'd like to explain some of that. But just letting you know what's going on, okay?
On October 16th, 2023, detectives knocked on Marcia's door at 6 a.m. with search warrants. What you're about to see is how a seemingly cooperative nurse slowly realizes she's been caught.
This is the living room in here?
Yeah, can I get my phone off the thing?
Your what?
My phone is laid out there.
I think they grabbed it. I think so.
Yeah,
I know it's laying on the thing. You laid it out there.
I think they took it. I think they grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah, they got it. They got it.
Notice what happens. First thing Marcia wants to know, not why police are there, but where's her phone. She knows the phone is evidence. She knows what's on it, or what used to be on it.
I'm going to step right here where I got a little bit of
No,
light,
you're
okay?
fine.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before answering questions and to have a lawyer with you during any questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided for you free of cost if you desire one. Do you understand your rights?
This moment formally shifts the interaction from an informal conversation to a custodial interrogation. It signals that investigators believe they have crossed the threshold from suspicion to probable cause.
A single-level brown wooded side home with a front door facing west, and therein search for and seize evidence of the crime of murder, including not limited to any electronic device, including not limited to any drives that are installed in or attached to any electronic device. And
listen carefully. The warrant says evidence of homicide, not a suspicious death. Homicide, and they're looking for electronic devices because they already know what's on them.
Okay.
You have any questions about what he read you, Marcia?
I'm sure you probably got a bunch.
I do.
Okay.
Who's accusing me of murdering?
Okay. You read her rights?
Yeah.
Can you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Harold,
No. That is no
remember
way.
when I brought that up to you
Yes.
when we first started the
Yes.
burglary investigation?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what this is about.
I did not kill him.
She is still denying. Marcia's response is immediate, is strong denial. But it's notable she offers this only after the detective explains Stephen's credibility.
Well, you remember talking to these guys about Stephen, right? And Stephen was here, and we had the video and all that. So then whenever we arrested Stephen,
He accused me of
he
murdering.
accused you of it, okay? So then all this other stuff that Stephen says to us or whatever, pans out, okay? Just to say it that way. He tells us who else was in the house. We figured that out. He told us Ashley gave him the code. That pans out.
This is the moment. Everything else Stephen told them was true. So when Stephen says Marcia administered a chemical on Harold with ethylene glycol in a root beer float, why wouldn't detectives believe him? But watch what happens when evidence comes out.
And, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. Some of the stuff that you deleted.
There were pictures.
Okay.
Well, we got everything back. Well, I don't know about everything, but we got all the text messages back between you and Ashley as well.
Well, yeah. And I
there-
deleted some pictures.
And
You
there
need
was-
Clint?
There was more than just pictures on there, though. There was also all the text messages between you and Ashley. There was text messages about ordering ethylene glycol.
Huh?
Did you just delete the whole thing with Ashley? Is that what you did? Just the whole thread, like between you and Ashley? You just deleted that whole thing and it had pictures and everything in it?
Yeah, I would do that
Okay.
with everybody's thread.
Okay.
This is what interrogators call a soft denial, not refuting the facts, just the implications. It's a classic deception indicator. Guilty suspects explain away evidence rather than denying it exists.
Okay, can you tell us what really happened then?
He had been sick for a long time. He passed out at work. He had all kinds of heart issues. They did testing. He had 2 blockages that they were watching.
Her story is medically sophisticated, detailed, and believable. As a registered nurse, Marcia understands exactly what symptoms ethylene glycol mimics, and she's framing Harold's death within that medical context. Let's pause here. Notice Marcia's immediate concern about her phone before asking why the police are there. This is called consciousness of guilt. She's worried about specific evidence. When confronted with deleted messages, she doesn't deny deleting them. Instead, she justifies it. I always deleted everybody's threads. This is what interrogators call a soft denial, not refuting the fact, but the implication. It's a sign of deception. Experienced detectives recognize this pattern. Guilty suspects try to explain away evidence rather than simply deny it exists. And notice something else, Marcia still hasn't asked for an attorney. She thinks she's smart enough to talk her way out of this. She's about to find out she's wrong. Let's see how detectives respond. Marcia denies everything. She seems confident, composed, but detectives have already recovered her deleted messages, and what's in those messages is about to destroy her entire defense.
There's what we were being told is that you guys murdered him, or you murdered him by poisoning.
No.
Okay. And then on your phone, in the deleted messages, we find where, talk of or an order was placed of ethylene glycol. And that was...
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. But that was the order would have been made on, I think, either December 13th or December 14th. And then the ethylene glycol shows up at your house on December 19th. And Harold passed away on December 20th.
Yeah.
So
The timeline is devastating. Less than 24 hours between toxic chemical delivery and Harold's homicide. But watch what the detective does next. He doesn't stop with dates. He reconstructs the method.
And we're also being told that the way he was poisoned, that it was through a root beer float.
No.
Okay?
We had root beer floats.
Right. And
all of us did.
And we're aware of that, obviously, because we've been through your phone. We've seen all those messages.
Yeah.
Catch that? She doesn't deny root beer floats happened. She confirms them, but tries to normalize it as a family activity. This is damage control. She knows they have evidence of root beer floats, so she's trying to create an innocent context. Root beer floats are cold, sweet, and fizzy, perfect for masking ethylene glycol's bitter taste, and they were Harold's absolute favorite dessert. Marcia knew exactly what she was doing.
They were really concerning.
Yeah, I know.
Would you,
She has a way of doing that.
would you be, so we can, and you don't have to do this at all, okay? So I don't want you to feel like I'm telling you this is what you have to do. We can go through off memory, basically sitting here talking to you. If you would want to go back with us to the sheriff's department, we can grab some of those things that we're talking about, like on the phone, and maybe you can help us further explain those. And
What time is it?
It is 6:52 is the time.
Because I'm supposed to start work at 8 o'clock if I don't tell people where I'm at.
Okay, do you want to use, I'll let you use my phone or someone else's phone to call. Do you need to call work?
I need to call my parents too.
I can let you
I don't
use
have a problem
a
with doing
phone.
that.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to let you use your phone.
You
Okay?
can dial the numbers. I don't care.
Okay.
This is the critical pivot. The detective makes it very clear. Marcia is not under arrest. She doesn't have to come. But if she does come voluntarily, they can show her the evidence. This creates the psychological illusion that Marcia still has some control, that she can fix this by explaining what those messages meant. Marcia's response: she needs to call work and her parents. She's managing the situation practically. She's not demanding a lawyer. This is a classic interrogation technique called creating the illusion of choice. Detectives are using what's known as the voluntary compliance strategy. Marcia presents a sophisticated defense.
He would go to his mom's, and he almost passes out, so he ended up in the ER again.
Mm-hmm.
And they just told him that he probably had something viral, or it was his diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Then he stayed sick the whole entire time since then. And then he said, I don't feel good. So he didn't go to work. He goes, I'm just going to try to sleep it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked from home, and I went and checked on him around 1 or 2, and he was in the floor and responsive, so I called 911.
She found him unresponsive, called 911. Medical personnel said pericarditis, hardening of the heart lining, caused cardiac arrest. This explains everything: sickness, weakness, and collapse. There's one problem. Ethylene glycol toxicity causes the exact same symptoms, and investigators were about to prove it.
Hello. Hey, Mom, it's me. I'm at home, and I have the sheriff's department here searching the house. What? Because Ashley and Steven said, I told you, they said I killed Harold. Yeah. So, I don't have my phone. So I just need to let you know that.
What, did you want me to do something?
No, there's nothing to do right now. I'm just gonna tell you I don't have my phone, so you
know
need
the
to try
number
and
to
call or
say?
text me.
You know the number to
What
snap.
are you looking for?
I don't know.
Listen to this call. She presents herself as a victim of false accusation by a burglar. Doesn't mention the lethal chemical order. Doesn't mention deleted texts. Her tone is calm, almost casual. Most innocent people would be hysterical. Marcia sounds inconvenienced.
Hey Angie, it's Marcia Allen. I'm going to be a little late. I'll explain to you when I get there what's going on, but I'm going to be late. Thank you.
The work call is even more telling. Doesn't say accused of homicide or police searching house. Just, I'll be late. She's protecting her professional reputation, managing information. This composure under pressure is not normal. Marcia believed these messages were erased forever, But deleted does not mean gone, and what detectives recovered will show that Harold Allen's death was anything but natural.
Go ahead and shut my body camera off since that's on now.
At the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, detectives lay out 125 pages of recovered deleted text messages between Marcia and Ashley. What follows is a timeline of how a homicide was planned, executed, and nearly got away with.
Marcia, here's your water. Here's the ordering information. So it was ordered through a place that was called Kim Boys LLC.
What's that?
It's some company that this ethylene glycol was ordered from. It says the order source was Peach Pay, so it was paid through Peach Pay. Do you have a Peach Pay account or anything?
I don't know what Peach Pay is.
Okay.
What is Peach Pay?
I'm assuming it's something like PayPal, something to that effect. You know,
Like Apple
Venmo, something like that. I'd never actually heard of it before, so.
I haven't either.
0 hours, 0 minutes, 15 seconds to 0 hours, 1 minute, 1 second. This is the moment the interrogation changes. Up to now, Marcia has leaned on medical explanations, but once texts are introduced, her posture tightens. Her answers shorten. She realizes this isn't theory, it's documentation. By mid-October, Marcia and her daughter, Ashley, discuss future plans without Harold. Locations, living arrangements, a life where he no longer exists. But detectives had one more piece of evidence that Marcia couldn't explain away: Harold's own blood. When Harold died, the coroner ruled the death a natural cause, cardiovascular disease with calcifying constrictive pericarditis. No toxicology screen was ordered. No one suspected foul play.
So we have put a hold on that blood, and it's going to be retested for all kinds of other stuff. So we're going to find out what's in the blood. Do I think that you would just kill anybody or just go kill somebody randomly? I don't think that. No. Do I think that maybe...
The report was conclusive. Harold's blood contained 26 milligrams per deciliter of ethylene glycol, a lethal concentration. To understand what this means, any level above 25 milligrams per deciliter is considered potentially fatal. Harold's level was 26. His body had been saturated with antifreeze compound when he died. The amended death certificate was filed in April 2024. The cause of death was officially changed from natural causes to homicide. The manner, ethylene glycol, lethal chemical.
Okay. I had actually heard that maybe Ashley, your daughter Ashley, since there's two Ashleys, like your daughter Ashley, I actually heard that she may have taken some of that money or stole some of that money. Was that?
I don't have proof of that, but I had taken, actually, I filed for disability because from the moment he died until they regularly my med, I couldn't quit crying.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly cried. And then I took it out and put it in the safe. I had like maybe 15,000, 20,000 in there.
They're not discussing Harold's recovery from illness. They're frustrated the chemical is taking too long to kill a 300-pound man. Their text reflects expectation, not concern. Failure is measured only by survival. Repeated exposure to lethal toxins still doesn't trigger alarm. They treat failed poisoning like a service complaint, not a near-fatal outcome. By the fourth attempt, risk management disappears. The casual integration of toxin into a drink shows premeditation, while Harold's survival is framed as a technical obstacle. Concern for human life is absent.
So it's in the order notes. It has that number there, 1Z0425, which is the same one, I believe. Yep, WX0303744 So that's like the UPS tracking code for this ethylene glycol.
She sends me UPS tracking code for everything
Mm-hmm.
that she orders for Christmas and everything. I never look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one was sent from you.
By December 20th, every failed attempt, each calculated message, and the final delay in seeking help combine into an undeniable pattern. The chilling aspect of this day is the contrast between routine domestic activity and deliberate harm. The text messages proved planning and motive, but investigators needed one more piece of evidence to seal the case: scientific proof that Harold was exposed to toxic substances, and they were about to get it.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I've been in therapy since December because I couldn't stop crying, and I couldn't tell you heads or tails.
Okay.
There's only one reason I could think of, like someone would put ethylene glycol in someone's drink, and that would be to get rid of them.
I did not want to get rid of him.
No, I'm not saying you did.
I know it.
I'm just saying that whoever put that in his drink, that was their intention.
While Marcia maintained her innocence, detectives brought in her daughter, Ashley Jones, the next day, October 17th, 2023.
All right, Ashley, I'm Detective Bertram with the Sheriff's Department here. This is Lieutenant Nicholson. This is yours? Yes. We're not going to talk to you about the burglary, okay? That's not what we're here to talk about. We talked to your mom yesterday for 4 to 5 hours. We had to talk to her about some things. She answered some questions for us, so we were going to talk to you about some of that, okay?
Ashley's interrogation would last over 4 hours, and unlike her mother, Ashley eventually broke.
Before we do that, I am going to read you your rights because you're in custody.
All right.
Make sure you understand that. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before answering questions and to have a lawyer with you during any questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided for you free of cost if you desire one. You understand those?
Yes.
Okay.
They tell Ashley they spoke with Marcia for 4 or 5 hours the previous day. This creates urgency.
A lot of what we talked about was about the death of Harold. We have some text messages from your mom's phone. She consented to a download, and there was some text messages on there that we had some concern about the meaning of those text messages. We have an order where some ethylene glycol was ordered on December 13th. I think it was December 13th, December 14th. The ethylene glycol arrived at the address of your mom's out in Freetown, 3287 North, State Road 135, on December 19th. On December 20th, your Harold ended up passing away. Do you know anything about the ethylene glycol?
No, sir.
Okay. What was your relationship like with Harold?
He was nice.
Okay.
You know, he didn't really talk much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
What did he pass away from?
I don't know. Mom didn't really say.
Okay. All right. So,
Were you there at the house whenever he passed away?
Yes.
Were you home?
Yeah.
Do you remember who all was there that day?
Well, it was my mother, me, fiance, and my kids.
Okay.
Initially, Ashley denies everything. She says Harold was nice. She doesn't know what he died from.
like I said, one of the things, just one, there's a lot of them. One of them is on December 13th, December 14th, around that time frame. Ethylene glycol was ordered. Ethylene glycol is like a chemical. I believe my understanding is that it's like an ingredient in antifreeze. Okay, so that stuff is ordered on December the 13th. Like I said, it arrived at your mom's house on December 19th. It has the mailing address to 3287 North State Road 135, I believe is the correct address out there. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. So it has that mailing address on it. It has a phone number on it that I believe is yours. What's your phone number?
My phone number is 812-521. Oh, God. Well, 26 something.
Okay. But anyways, it has that phone number on it.
The detectives lay out the evidence systematically.
Has your mom ever, tried to?
Bouts of depression, so I don't know.
Has she ever tried to like throw you under the bus as far as like, maybe? I don't really know throwing you under the bus, but I mean, has she ever like ordered stuff using do you have like accounts to where she could have access to ordering stuff?
Yeah, I give her my information so that, in case anything happens, she's supposed to help take care and stuff like that.
So she could have used your account to order something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ashley begins to shift. She admits her mother could have used her account information to order things. What you're watching is the psychological phenomenon that leads suspects to confess even when they know they shouldn't. It's called cognitive load collapse. When someone is maintaining a lie, their brain is doing two things simultaneously: remembering what actually happened and remembering what they claimed happened. This creates enormous mental strain. As interrogators present evidence that contradicts the lie, that strain becomes unbearable. This is why experienced interrogators focus on building evidence systematically rather than making accusations. They're not trying to break the suspect through aggression. They're making the lie too heavy to carry. Let's see if that strategy works with Ashley.
The next thing is a message, I believe. I don't want to tell you wrong, but this somewhere around this vicinity, this time frame, there's another message that's sent that shows $31.99 is how much it costs. Mom asked you, do I need to send you $32? So my question is, did she ask you to help by placing the order for her? And this is very important that we know if she's asking you to do this or if you just did it.
She asked me to place order for her, yeah.
For the ethylene glycol?
For something like that, yeah,
Now,
from Texas.
After nearly an hour of questioning, Ashley finally admits the truth.
So she asked you to buy ethylene glycol.
Yeah, she asked me to order some chemicals for
But,
the ethylene.
but you didn't have the money.
No.
Okay, so she sent that $32 that she sent you, is that what that was for?
Yes.
Well, what did she send that? I'm sorry. What did she send that to you through?
I think it was Cash App, I think.
A cash app?
I think it was. I told her that she could get some on Etsy and stuff if that's what she, needed.
Okay. So you just told her, there's some on Etsy, and then you didn't go forward with any ordering it? She did all that, or did she give you money again and you ordered it for her to send to her house?
I didn't order the plant.
Okay.
Ashley reveals something shocking. The ethylene glycol wasn't the first attempt.
Where did she get the idea for Foxglove?
She'd been Googling a bunch of plants and asked me to Google a bunch. And
Did it have anything to do with a Netflix series or a Netflix show, or is that just?
I don't know.
Okay. So there's not. She doesn't watch Netflix.
If she does, she gets into all kinds of shows.
Whose idea was it to use the ethylene glycol?
Hers. She came to me and said, "This is what Poppy used a long time ago. Can you get me information?"
Okay.
I blindly got her information.
And why didn't she just go to and use antifreeze?
And she said she thought that something in that could be tracked.
Okay. Like it was like traceable or something?
Yeah. Something.
Okay. How hard was it to find raw ethylene glycol?
It was just a Google search.
Of where they sold it?
Literally just a Google search and it pop up.
Okay. Do you remember her wanting it overnighted so it would be there quicker?
I do. She would overnight everything because everything's urgent to her.
That's more than enough to kill someone.
You have some stuff you probably need to get off your chest.
And
As
far as the time, this is why I was asking about the time. She says she asked you to come here and through text message. It would have been, my estimation, said about 7:55 a.m. in the morning. And so that's why I'm asking. I mean, I'm just going to flat out ask you. When she asked you to come there, did she ask you to go to her room? And is that when Harold was found? Was it early that morning?
No.
Because
when she said come here, it was up to her computer. And she has to log in at 8 on the dot or she gets pointed.
Okay.
She didn't ask me to come to the room until she was screaming, "He's gone."
Okay. So that wasn't anything to do with him being down at that time?
No, sir.
Those words are haunting.
Okay.
How much? I mean, do you remember him hearing or knowing that he was in pain?
Not the days you're talking about.
The 20th, the day he died.
I don't remember hearing anything out of him.
Just what your mom told you?
Just what she told me.
When your mom called you up there and said, "Come here," and she was telling you he's acting delirious the morning after, did she ever consider calling an ambulance? Or she was too afraid that...
I don't know.
She never mentioned it to
never
you?
mentioned anything like that.
Did you ever mention anything to her that maybe you should call an ambulance?
I did. I said, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Yeah.
You asked her if she was sure she wanted to do
I
this?
said, "Because this is awful."
Okay.
About, I think it was 12 or 1, she was screaming, "He's gone." That's when all the drama started. Before then, I was just doing what I normally do.
So why did Marcia Allen act on her husband? The text messages reveal multiple motivations. Money was a factor. Harold had a $50,000 life insurance policy through his work at ASIN USA, plus 1 year's salary as a benefit. The house and property were worth an estimated $120,000 to $350,000.
You haven't got to talk to me yet, have you?
No, sir.
My name's Jesse. I'm a sergeant here in the detective's office. Okay? So I'm here to talk to you about something completely different.
Okay.
Okay? It's not going to be an easy conversation. Okay? After your mom was here yesterday and spoke with us, we got a call to go check on her welfare at her home. And she's passed away.
What?
She passed away.
And then came a moment no one expected. Marcia Allen is dead.
No, you're serious.
I'm 100% serious. Yes.
She killed herself.
That is what we...
What do you think? Anyway,
That's what we believe happened, yes.
Following her confession, Ashley Jones was formally charged with conspiracy to commit homicide and assisting in the homicide of Harold Allen, because her role was helping order the toxic substance and having knowledge of the plan without stopping it. Rather than directly administering the lethal chemical herself, she faced lesser charges than her mother would have. Ashley was held at the Jackson County Jail awaiting trial. As for Marcia, her death meant she would never stand trial for Harold's homicide. In early 2024, Ashley Jones accepted a plea agreement with prosecutors. She pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit homicide and agreed to testify about her mother's actions. In exchange for her cooperation and testimony, Ashley was sentenced to 20 years in prison with the possibility of parole after serving 50% of her sentence. She is currently serving her sentence at the Indiana Women's Prison in Indianapolis. She will be eligible for parole in 2034. At Ashley's sentencing hearing, Harold Allen's family from his first marriage delivered victim impact statements. His daughter spoke through tears about a father who worked hard his entire life, who trusted too easily, who believed in the goodness of people. She said they never get to say goodbye properly. They will never get answers to all their questions. This case serves as a chilling reminder that the most dangerous criminals aren't always strangers in dark alleys. Sometimes they're the people we share our homes with, the people we trust with our health, our vulnerability, our lives. Harold Allen trusted the wrong person with his life, and it cost him everything. If this deep dive into the Marcia Allen interrogation shocked you as much as it shocked investigators, I hope you enjoyed my production. Please subscribe so we can continue making the best crime videos out there. Thank you.